Hey guys, this is a fake Parking Adventures because I parked by the I parked in the paid parking area, and I have to now move it because for some reason on that side where I park, I think you have to move it by 7:30 or 8 o'clock or something like that. Whereas on my actual block, you have to move it by 8:30. And I'm actually off today. I just threw on my hoodie and my pants for work just to run outside. I have my appointments today for my diabetes, the ones I was supposed to been had, so far as talking about nutrition and dieting. I guess to me that's the same thing. And then I have another one where I'm finally going to talk to a therapist. It's pretty exciting. It's a little some steam and some anxiety, I guess. But what I have noticed, you guys, is that the medicine that I'm taking for my blood pressure is not working the same way that it was working before. So when I do go to the doctor for that appointment, they may have to up my dosage because it was working at one time and now it seems like it's not working. Rochelle Brown, good morning, good morning. Thank you for coming to my live. I think you came last night / early this morning too. Thank you. Why are you so close? People are crazy. Alright. So usually in the morning I do a parking chronicles for when I'm off because it's usually an issue when I'm off. Freaking idiot. Why are you in my way? Just dumb. Yeah, but I'm actually doing a fake parking chronicles today because I just put on my work clothes and I'm circling around the block because where I was parked is by the meter parking and you have to move the car by like 7:30. I don't know why, it's stupid. Where everywhere else around here you gotta move your car by 8:30. So I can't see what time it is. 7:21. This is gonna be a fast, active live because you guys know last night I was but yeah, I'm just gonna park and I'm gonna go back inside. Oh, hey girl. Okay. Okay. If you if you have multiple devices, like if you are streaming from your computer and you have your phone, you can still sign in on your phone and still go to other people's things. I do that sometimes. I absolutely do that sometimes. Dang, I ain't got my glasses on. That's far anyway. I'm gonna park all the way back there. Last night I was in Vern's closet. I was in her live last night, and she actually left her live from, I guess, a different streaming platform, her phone, I believe. And we did a raid on another guy's live. It was pretty fun. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Good morning, guys. And just like that, I'm parked. Just like that, I am parked. It's hot in here, like you can't even breathe hot. Yes, but for it to really count, you have to use another YouTube. It's changing it. Wow. And you know what's crazy? I think I done messed up, y'all. Cause I didn't even end my broadcast for my other live. So we'll see how that go. Like, this is my first time doing a live a overnight stream. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I'm not sure what I was saying before I fucking got interrupted. You need milk?
But the hell is this on my face? But yeah, I got a lot to do today. I was trying to vlog yesterday, and there wasn't really much to vlog. Like, yesterday was a whack day. It was really boring. I just laid around, and like I said, with this medication that I'm taking, it is giving me side effects of being sleepy. Like, if I'm not working, I'm really sleepy. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me see if I can find something.
Amlodipine. Brand, Norvasc. Translation: Am as in lamp, lo as in slow, di as in dinner, peen as in ship, marine. Backbuilding.
Amlodipine. That's what it's called. Amlodipine. It is a low dose of amlodipine that I'm taking. No antibiotics. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm using that for high blood pressure. I have I would say type 1 hypertension. My blood pressure ranges from 128 to 130s sometimes, and the bottom number is maybe high 80s to 90 sometimes. And I've been struggling with anxiety, but I've been good with it. But the fact that I kind of messed up last week. I think I said this in a live. I had yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a little drowsy. Like when I'm off and I'm not working and I'm home, I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. Like it makes me want to stay in the bed all day. And that's not like me. And I don't like that about it. But you guys, my dose is so little. It's only 2.5 milligrams. You know what I'm saying? And I need to remain active. You know, I'm trying to continue losing this weight. You know, this double chin is piecing out. You know what I'm saying? You can see my neck. I don't have no rolls or nothing. Like, and that was the main reason why I didn't want to take it, because I was like, I have to drive to work. I have to drive during work. I have to actually work. I have to move around. I don't want to be drowsy. But my first day at work, I couldn't take like any little break, because if I would have sat down, I would have been like dozing. Like as soon as I got some kind of relax, I would have been dozing. So thank you, buddy. I'm not on anti-anxiety drugs, and I don't want to be on it. And I right now, my anxiety right now, before it was because I was thinking a lot about my mom and the case that I'm about to start up for wrongful death. But right now, it's around my blood pressure, because I'm like, why is it so high when I'm eating good and I'm moving around? But then this medicine is kind of making me feel drowsy. But then I was going to say, I kind of messed up last week when I did 6 days straight of working, Monday through Saturday. I used to be a very avid coffee drinker. I never had a problem with caffeine or anything like that. And before I found out all these different diagnoses about me, I actually was drinking like a big can of Red Bull a day. I just screenshotted it so I can keep it. Ashwagandha. You can find it on Amazon, and there are over 6,000 reviews on that. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. And it was cold on, I believe it was Wednesday, or Thursday. It was one of those days, and it was cold. I drank. No, one of my coworkers, he brought in some red Indian tea. And after I drank it, I was feeling a little funny because he had sweetened it already with the condensed milk. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe my sugar's high. I checked my sugar was fine. But I was having this weird feeling. It's because I was feeling jittery. Because I forgot that tea has caffeine in it. And I pretty much cut caffeine out of my life like cold turkey. Like, I don't even take Midol during my menstrual. And, yes. All right, later on that day, because it was cold outside, I had 2 cups of matcha green tea. Unsweetened, but matcha tea, one thing of matcha tea has as much as 70 milligrams, which is equal to about a cup of coffee, depending on the roasted beans that's being used. So I drank that, and I drank both of them throughout the day, and I pretty much screwed myself because that was the start of me feeling anxious because I'm like, what is going on? And then from that day on, I noticed my blood pressure levels when I woke up in the morning wasn't how they were supposed to be for me taking the medication. And then as I was working, your heart is racing because you're moving around, going up and down stairs. It started to, look a little funny. I started to feel a little funny, so that's when I realized my blood pressure is going higher and almost back to the range that it was before I was taking it. So it's almost like I'm taking placebos now because it seems like it doesn't have any effect on me at all. So that was that day. And the next day, I screwed myself again. I was drinking Howes seltzer water. I like seltzer water. It doesn't have any sodium in it by Howes. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. The one that I was drinking, I don't drink soda anyway, but I'm like, okay, they had one that said Howes cola for like a cola flavor. So I said, okay, fine, let me drink that. And it was like a limited edition version of it. So I'm like, all right, I buy it. Now, on the very front, it had a piece of the film that was peeled back, like as if like it probably caught on to something. But I didn't pay that part any mind, you know what I'm saying? And as I'm drinking it, I'm like, yo, why do I feel like jittery and crazy? I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, what? I'm not thinking about anything to be feeling anxious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is that? And come to find out, I look at the back of the bottle and I'm like looking, and then I see caffeine and I'm like, what? I look at the front and the part that's peeled back, I push it back to where it was, and it says 118 milligrams of caffeine. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Like, how did I do this to myself again the next day? So then that happened. I poured that thing out. A man voice coming out. I did that the next day, and then I think that was Friday and Saturday. I did that to myself, and then I came home Saturday. I just was feeling anxious, and then my blood pressures wasn't the same as it was. Like, I have this was me this morning. This is this morning. This is last night. This is me feeling anxious, checking the other arm. And you know what I noticed? When I'm not on the medicine, this is what it was. And I'm on the medicine, and it's extremely high. It's like type 1 hypertension. And it's scary because, I am overweight and I'm trying to lose weight, and I've changed my diet, especially because I have the diabetes. But it's like, why isn't it reflecting? Why isn't the medication working anymore? You see? You don't see not one low one. So that's the last 14 reads. I try not to take it all day, every day, because that'll freak you out. I just check it in the morning and the night. When I was diagnosed with lupus, I didn't have fibromyalgia, but medication can bring on other illnesses. Wow, it's crazy. You know, garlic is good for, yeah. My father even told me a recipe about it. I was drinking this water that had garlic and lemon and all that stuff in it. And I had some garlic and some zucchini pasta that I had last night. I had put some garlic cloves in it to cook it. I was diagnosed in the early 90s and fibromyalgia didn't hear about fibromyalgia until 2004. I think when I was diagnosed with it, it is not a joint pain like lupus, but it's in the same family with chronic pain disorder. Wow. And it's amazing because you do a physical job, you're always walking with weight loss. And believe me, I'm going through this myself. It would take that pressure down. Girl, me personally, I've always, in my adolescence, I've always been a skinny, bony kid. Like, really, really skinny. And then when I was, let's see, 12, something happened to me. And then when I was 15, I started using birth control. You know, everybody's using birth control. You know, oh, it's supposed to help regulate your periods. Didn't have a problem regulating my period. But they came out with this Depo-Vera shot. Very active in dance, ballet, African dance, all this other kind of stuff, cheerleading. Took the Depo-Vera shot. Depo-Vera is going to take your period away for 3 months. I'm 15. It's the beginning of June. So, of course, that's perfect for teenage me. I can go to the pool every single day. No period. It started to make the bottom of my stomach swell up. Like, I call it a fanny pack because that's pretty much what it did. And after those 3 months, I didn't take that shot anymore. I didn't want to take the pills anymore because you forget to take a pill. Once you forget to take one pill, you got to take two the next time you remember and all this other stupid stuff. So I stopped taking the pills. I started taking the patch. It was a patch that you would put on and you would change it, I think, every week. And then 1 week you don't wear a patch and then you start back on it. But the damage was already done. If you see like my picture when I was 15, my face is really slim. You know, I'm young. And it was for my birthday in December. And I kid you not, once I got on that Depo shot and it was time to take school pictures, my face was like this, like plump compared to the rest of my body at the time. And it just was like, what the heck? And it's like throughout the years, I've lost weight, but I've always had that little pouch at the bottom of my stomach. My stomach could be flat. And then right at the bottom is this, like I have on a forever fanny pack. I couldn't get rid of it. And then as I got older, it just got worse and worse with my weight going up and down, up and down. And then when me and my fiance, when we was trying to have a baby, you know, it was hard. You know, people around me were having children, and the weight that I was, they were like, you know, we're going to give it a year. We don't want to diagnose you with, I think it's PCOS. Like, we don't want to diagnose you with that. It was like, how about you try to lose some weight? You know, weight plays a big factor. And mind you, I was working for the post office already. So I lost some weight. I changed my diet. And then at that time, I didn't have any issues with high blood pressure. I didn't have diabetes, but I was borderline. They were just like, you need to change your diet. And then I got pregnant. As I was pregnant, I got diabetes, gestational diabetes. And then when I was 31 weeks, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia. After I gave birth, diabetes went away. Preeclampsia did not. I had to deal with that for maybe like an additional week or two. And I was prescribed something called nifedipine. So it's like I had my daughter, was home for a day, had to come back to the hospital without her for like 2 days before they let me go home. And my mom used to take high blood pressure medication. She used to take nifedipine. And she was like, listen, Pooh, you got to make sure that you change your diet, and whatever it is, preeclampsia is, it go away, because you don't want to be on that medication for the rest of your life, because nifedipine has a lot of side effects. But good thing, thank God, I was only on it for about 2 weeks. And my blood pressure levels went back to 120, under 120 over 70. And I didn't have any problems. And this was in the end of 2017. 2018, everything was good until my mom passed away. That's when my blood pressure went out of whack. I've been stressed since 2018, July 3rd, 2018, up until now. And it's like I'm trying my best to cope and be calm with it. I didn't have any of these anxiety feelings until last year, December, until, now. I'm trying to grow and, keep my focus on other things, but I'm actually not dealing with the loss of my mother, and the fact that I have to pursue legal action over her death and all that stuff. It's just like, it's so much. I guess my body is like, all right, I can't take this extra stress, and that's when the anxiety is happening. So far as the diabetes, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been eating horrible before I was diagnosed, because I was on that diet for such a long time, and I did try to keep it up after I gave birth. I was eating low carb, low sodium diet, and then it's like, listen, I want a donut. I want bread. I want potatoes. I want rice. I want starch, and so I gotta just change my diet back. But my sugar levels are pretty good though. It's just right now the blood pressure, and that's what's helping me feel like, real anxious. Lupus has chronic pain because of arthritis, joint pain by fibromyalgia. It's not in the joints. It's a nerve and a muscle disorder. Wow. Buddy said, I feel you, Rochelle. Lupus is a very hard chronic disease. It's amazing what a hormonal pill shot or patches can do, and sometimes not in a good way. Yeah, last night I was watching. You guys hear I'm like nasally. My nose is like, each one of them are taking turns all day. One of them is stuffed. But last night I was watching something on Netflix about I think it's called What is Sex? And it goes through different stages. It's talking about like attraction. It's talking about contraceptives. It's talking about giving birth, like how things have changed throughout the years. It was pretty interesting. A pretty interesting thing to watch. It's like a 3-part series. I think each episode is maybe about 20 minutes long. And when it came down to the contraceptive part, and they were talking about the different dangerous ones that came out in the past, and like how, it's scary how, our government, they allow us to be guinea pigged. It was a birth control, the IUD. It's kind of shaped like a womb, kind of like that, or like a T, and yeah, it has to be inserted by your doctor, and that supposedly works really good. You have the hormone version and you have the copper version, but they used to have the first version. It was called the Dalcon. It almost looks like a fishing lure, and women were getting sick and dying and having to have hysterectomies. I think this was in the 60s or 70s. Horrible, 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 horrible. And then, when they got sued, they took all of those things and sent them to like Africa and put them in all them women over there, knowing daggone well that we want to do for you. They experimented on women in Puerto Rico where they end up becoming sterile. They were the first ones to try this kind of birth control pill that never was tried on anywhere else. It's crazy. It's like, it make you go, truly, abstinence is the best policy because it's too much of a risk. Good morning, Kels. Welcome to the chat. Rochelle said, I started thinking outside the box with lupus with the medication that they give. Like, I learned the terminology of the medication and the disease and what family they are in or associated with. I only have one daughter-in-law, and she is now in school to be a PRN. She graduated in April, but I talked to her about a lot of things. I be asking all kind of questions. Yeah, you have to, because those are the only people who going to keep it real with you. Rochelle, nobody else is going to keep it real with you and give you the real deal of what's going on with these medications, because these doctors are getting paid per prescription that they prescribe. So they're not going to tell you anything. It's very rare. Let me tell you, I did not want to take this medicine for my high blood pressure. And when I was feeling anxious and I went to the hospital, I went to the emergency room, and this young doctor was there. Doctors are getting younger and younger. And when I was in there, he was like, listen, he said, just relax. We did the EKG on you. Everything seems fine. He said, just take deep breaths. He was like, you have the diabetes now. Just work on your diet. And I don't know if it's because he made me feel at ease or what it was. But let me tell you guys, when I sat there and I took a little nap, like I just was relaxing, he came back, he checked my blood pressure, and it was like 121 over like 79 or something. And he's like, that's in the normal range. He was like, I wouldn't take that medicine. So I'm like, all right. But then when I had a panic attack and it was at 170 over 100, and then I couldn't relax, and the doctor there was like, listen, if you want, we can send you to the psychiatric ward, but I think that will make your anxiety worse. I don't think you want to do that. Just go home, try to get a good night rest, check your blood pressure in the morning and at night only. I would take the medicine because it may help. It's a baby dosage. It's very small. And I'll even give you an extra 10 pills so you can come on this day to actually see your practitioner so that they can, talk to you about your blood pressure and see if they want to maybe up your dose or they want to change it to something else. So I said, fine. I started taking it. The first day, extra tired. I'm like, oh my God. And it's supposed to mess with your bowels and give you like diarrhea and all the stuff I was hearing. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope I don't have to deal with that. I work outside, ain't no toilet around me. But then that first day I was like extra drowsy. And then after that, I was fine. The blood pressures was good. I felt good. Until last week when I had all that caffeine. And then that's what's been making me like, don't know what I mean. It's like every time I check my blood pressure, I feel like a tightness here. Whatever. Yes, I seen Carrie, you was here at 3 a.m. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's my first time trying a silent stream. So I hope it worked. Because I know these watch hours are hard to get on these YouTube streets. You know, I'm trying to grow. I'm not grinding like I was before. I have people that have the same amount of subscribers as me, and they're like right here next to 1,000 mark. And I'm like, wow. So Buddy said, I can't wait because Aldi's is going to be carrying zero carb bread in the freezer section starting this month. Zero carb bread? So what is it made from? If it doesn't have any carbs in it. I've had a bout with anxiety before. I was a teenager, and I was introduced to smoking marijuana with my then boyfriend who was way older than me. And we were together, and it was another guy that I was interested in. And I don't know why I thought this. I said, yo, what if that guy was like following us? I thought that to myself. And that's the first time I ever had a panic attack. I thought I was going to die, y'all. Oh my goodness. It was horrible. And I wasn't even high. It was bad. And then from that moment on, I used to have these random panic attacks. And me and that guy ended up breaking up. And I ended up getting with the other guy I was interested in. We ended up getting an apartment together and everything. And I would have panic attacks every night I laid in bed with him because it was something about him. My body didn't trust him. I should have learned that from the first panic attack, just thinking about him. And I would go to the emergency room. He would check out all my levels, and they would give me a Benadryl, I guess, to help me calm down or whatever, and I would be fine. And then I stopped smoking and everything. And then me and that guy broke up. I wasn't having them like I was before, but I would have them every now and then. And I remember I was listening to the radio, and they had some CD that was supposed to teach you how to calm down and stuff. And it worked for me. Good morning, V&B. Good morning. Thank you for coming to my live. And that actually worked for me. It kind of changed my thinking for that time period. I wish I could find that CD now. But I'm dealing with a lot of stuff compared to before, so I honestly don't think that would help. But yes, they use us as guinea pigs a lot. Rochelle said, I read all the side effects before taking any medication, and I don't want to take and if I don't want to take, I call a doctor to prescribe me something else with less side effects. That's what freaks me out too, when I read all the side effects of everything. Hi. Good morning. How you feeling? So Sabrina has a little bit of a cold, but she's had a low-grade fever since Saturday. And then, you want mommy holding you? But her fever got real high yesterday. So she's not even going to school, to daycare. Because It was high last night. It got up to 102. That's a no-no. So, and Rochelle, when I started reading all the side effects, that's what made me not want to take it. That's what made me not want to take this one. I'm not even saying all the side effects that this one has because I don't want it to mess with my mind again, you know. But I know it hasn't done those things to me, but just still, you know. Sometimes reading all the side effects, it makes you not want to take it. And doctors are humans just like you, and they can make mistakes too. I'm just saying. Yeah, they can make mistakes. They really can. And the sad part is, it's a lot of these young doctors more so than the old doctors because the young ones don't have that much experience in dealing with actual patients. Everything is book, from book and cadavers. There's no real experience. And that's how people end up losing their lives. What you gonna do from the dead? You know, you're not here no more. Or that person's not here no more. You know, they can't do anything about the mistake that happened. But he said there's a great book you can get at the health store, both you girls. It's a medical healing book, but it's only talking about herbs and vitamins. I like that kind of stuff, so I I would rather not take these medications. Doctors play their guessing game too when it comes to the medication. Yeah, they be like, oh well, we're gonna try this, and if this doesn't work, then we'll try this. All right. And I have a cousin who's a doctor and a niece who's a doctor, and believe me, they tell us stories. I can imagine, buddy. Thank you. I can imagine. I can imagine the stories. But Kel said you have to learn to relax and breathe. Take one thing at a time. It's so hard to relax. I'm not gonna even lie because you sit there, you try to be calm, you feel your heart beating, and right now everything is concerning my high blood pressure. So ugh, it's horrible. I know you told me about that. Rochelle said, child, I'm my own advocate when it comes to my health. I ain't got no time to play with these doctors. I hear that. No, B&B, we're talking about my anxiety. My anxiety. Do you remember the first time B&B I asked you guys to pray for me for my anxiety? I was sitting here crying when you guys were praying for me, and then it's like that fight or flight feeling is the worst. And it's like I'm sitting here like, why isn't my anxiety levels like going down? Like, why am I cold hand, cold feet? All right, Rochelle, have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I checked my blood pressure, um, B&B, and it just kept rising and rising and rising and rising. It went all the way up to 170 over 101 because that's how anxious I was. And it's like I had to calm down, like Kels would say. And that wasn't working. It's like I'm like sitting here and I'm like trying to be calm. And then while you're calm, you feel your heart. And then your hands are tingling. Your hands are clammy. Your feet are tingling. Your feet is clammy because that fight or flight is coming in and you're trying to relax. I'm thinking of my fiance. I'm thinking of my daughter. I'm thinking of my mom because that's the go-to person, you know, to ask stuff who could calm me down, but she's not here. Now I'm thinking about she's gone and all this stuff. And then it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. And then when you go to the emergency room, they looking at you like, There's nothing wrong with you. Like, they can't even diagnose it as anxiety. They so, I don't want to say stupid, but they act stupid. And then it's like I'll calm down. Like the last time I went, I calmed down and went back down to the 120s. But this time it didn't go down because I just was like, why is this happening? Because I didn't want to take the medicine that I was prescribed. But now that I'm taking it, it's high. You know, I don't like the feeling. And then I try to think like, it's not as bad as it could be. It could always be worse, right? But when you're not used to something, any little thing is bad to you, you know? Yeah, I believe that they're related too. But I'm going to take this medicine again. I have to take it at... I have an appointment at 9:40. It's 8:03. I have to move the car by 8:30. So I'm going to end this live in a minute or two. And then I think I'm gonna vlog about it, and I'm gonna put my vlog out later today. I haven't actually put out a proper vlog in a while. Yes, buddy, especially since becoming a mom is real hard. You really think about other people and stuff. You try to put on this, you gotta be strong front, and it's like, I shouldn't have to be strong. Like, I'm the one who lost my mother. Other people still have their mother. You know, I should be allowed to grieve. I should be allowed to be hurt. You know, I shouldn't have to be strong for other people. You know. Okay, Rochelle. Thank you so much. Yes, BNB. Yes. It's to the point where I'm actually thinking about getting some sage up in here and doing a house cleansing, because I'm just like, what is this? This really needs to go. Buddy, I screenshotted it when you wrote it. So I'm definitely gonna look at it today. I'm definitely gonna look at it. Bye, Rochelle. Have a good day. I'm really gonna look at it. So yeah, I've been thinking about doing a cleanse for a while. Baby, today I'm actually seeing a therapist today for the first time. Yeah, in our community we don't talk about that at all. You know, so I'm hoping and praying that that helps, because I really do not want to be on any kind of medication for this. I feel like this is something I should be able to beat. I mean, it wasn't affecting me during the hardest time. I don't feel like this is the hardest time. I feel like this is the time of acceptance that I should be dealing with this, because the hardest time was having to plan a memorial, plan going to court without a lawyer, losing a case, planning to move all the stuff into storage, planning to get the stuff out of my own house so I could walk through my house and my daughter can walk through my house. Those were the hard times, you know. So now should be a time of acceptance and trying to move on. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning. Yeah, it's hard. Thank you. I think it has a lot to do with my mom too. And you know what it is too? Like, you guys know the route that I used to be on? It has a lot of elderly people. And I used to feel like, why is this old person like they're celebrating like their 90th birthday, and they're like, oh my god, um Miss such and such is turning 90 today. And on the inside, I'm so envious. On the outside, I'm like, oh, happy birthday. But on the inside, I'm like fuming with jealousy, rage. I'm so upset because I'm like, how was this person allowed to live till 90 and my mom was taken away from me at only 53 years old? It's not like she was sick. It's not like, like my mom had a surgery done that wasn't supposed to be done. So now it's like a malpractice kind of thing. And I feel like my mom was like walking down the street and got shot. That's how I feel about it. And it's like, I don't think I'll be able to get over that. I feel like she was robbed. I was robbed from continuing to have my mother. My daughter was robbed from having a grandmother. And she was robbed of her life. Like, she should still be here. My mom has been through a lot. And for her to go out like that, it's like, are you serious? You know? I didn't have any chance to mourn. My mom passed on July 3rd. Um, I believe that was on a Tuesday. I had her memorial that Saturday on the 7th. I went back to work, if not the next week, the week after that. And then after 2 full weeks of not speaking to my mom, I broke down at work. And the post office is full of caca. Instead of sending me home, seeing how emotional I was, and contacting EAP, which is an outlet that if you have like substance abuse or emotional issues, you can talk to these people. They didn't even offer it or allow it. They didn't even care. They just let me still work. And I'm like, my mindset is I'm working around all these old people that should be dead, and my mother is dead and she was young. That was my mindset. I'm not going to even lie. And from then on, I was going to court fighting for our apartment. And it's like I had to suck it up. And then my daughter had febrile seizure. She's had that twice. She's had that the following month after my mom passed. So she had one in August, and then she had one in November, like right before her first birthday. So now to deal with that. And then going to court for the rest of 2018 and 2019. And then losing the case. And then dealing with moving out and all that stuff. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And it's like, I didn't have no anxiety then. I just don't want the anxiety feeling. I don't care about having to cry. I just hate this anxiety feeling. And I hate the fact that, it's affecting my health. It's a video, you guys, that I try to keep near and dear to me. I'm trying not to cry now. Where when my grandfather passed away in 2009. And it's these flip cameras that came out where you press the button, it has a USB port where you could stick it straight into your computer and upload the video like that. I think it's called iFlip or something like that. And RCA had their version of it, and theirs actually came with a big saving card, memory card, right? So my mom was recording my grandfather, just regular living his life in the house. And then I remember when he passed, my mom was like, oh, never get rid of this video because it has your grandfather on it. But it also had my grandmother on it too, because you guys don't know, when I was pregnant in 2017, my grandmother passed away, my mother's mother. So she passed away. So it was nice because she's also on it as well. And Dwight, you better not try to jump on that fireplace. Beat your butt. That's my cat, y'all. So then one of the videos, I was just going through this when I was cleaning everything out the house, and I was going through it, and one of the videos is a video of my mom. Now, mind you, prior to this, after she passed, I was checking my voicemails, looking for videos frantically. Like, I don't have anything with her voice on it. I don't have her calling me my nickname. I don't have anything. I'm like, I deleted everything. I'm like, I don't have anything of my mom. And on the video, when she's recording my grandfather, you can hear her in the background. So you can hear her behind the camera, but you can't see her. And in one of the videos, and I've talked about this in one of my other posts, it's a video of my mom. She's recording herself. And I guess with the event of her you guys, this is hard. With my mom losing her dad, I guess she chose to make this video. And she was looking in the camera and she was saying how she was like, oh, you know, when people die, how, you know, you wish you could hear their voice, you know, you wish you could see them again. She had to make this video in like 2011. And she was like, well, I'm making this video to say, like, and she called me by my nickname. She called me Pooh. And she was like, Pooh, I love you so much. You're the best thing that happened to me. And she was just speaking to me like she knew she was going to pass. And to find that video, it means everything to me, because it's like my mom is talking to me. And she told me to take care. And I feel like I'm not taking care. Like, my health is horrible. It's so horrible. And being a new mom, it's like I want to talk to her, ask her stuff all the time, and I can't. I feel like I have nobody to talk to sometimes when it comes to being a mom. And my mom was so like, she was so brutally honest. She was very blunt, and she didn't sugarcoat anything. And I think that's the hardest thing that I miss, because a lot of times people try to be so nice and dance around situations instead of giving you like true advice and like the real deal with things. And like, that's all I grew up on. That's all I know. And that's what I need. And it's like, I'm not getting that from anybody. It's like, I was the only child. Like, I don't have any siblings from my mother or my father. So I relied everything on my mom. Like, that truly was my best friend, you know. And it's like, I don't even have like my maternal grandmother, my paternal grandmother. She's not in my life. My paternal grandfather passed away when I was 10, you know. It's really hard, y'all.
She even said in the video that she missed me. She said, if I could miss you, I miss you. And to tell your kids about me and all this stuff. And it's just like, it's so hard. It's so hard. I was like, I know I've been through a lot through these past 2 years, but it's like, I want that break. Like, when am I gonna have a break? Y'all, I gotta go. I have to get ready for my appointment, and I was supposed to be taking a shower and getting ready to go to move my car because I gotta move it at 8:30. It is 8:17. I have to take like a military 2-minute shower and get dressed and run outside because these meter maids don't play no games. But thank you guys for listening to me be a crybaby this morning. I would definitely try to have a vlog for you guys, updating you guys on what's going on with me, and get back to the fun vlogs. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Buddy. Thank you, B&B. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. But, I'm gonna see you guys later. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Rashe174, RASHEA174. Let me know when you guys are going live or when you guys are doing anything. Today I'm off today, like I said, so I have some appointments this morning, and then after that, then I'm gonna be home to, do whatever. Okay, so thank you guys for your advice, your love, and your well wishes, and I will see you guys in the next video.